So Darcy's Corner, follow up, I guess. January 14th, 2026. I'm trying to condense this down to 10 minutes, but there's a lot of history in there. So we'll see how I do. Anyway, right now my mental health is actually in a really good spot. I'm really feeling healthy about who I am and what I am. I'm a woman trapped in a man's body, the man's voice, and the man's face. And I'm lovable. I'm desirable, even. I'm loyal. And I am worth loving. I am worth people caring about. Okay? That's how I feel today. I don't feel that way every day. And it's hard to stay in a good place sometimes. Uh, my mental health has always been on a roller coaster. But, throughout elementary school and high school, I was very disliked by the majority of my peers. And I never thought about harming myself then, though. At least not usually. Sometimes something would devastate me emotionally, and then I might think about that. But it was not common. Which I don't know. I was tortured psychologically by my peers a lot in those days. But anyway, I did grow up with a fairly strong sense of self and liking myself. But then we fast forward to my transition and dealing with self-esteem issues and dealing with people not liking me. Throughout my life, from one job to the next, from one environment to the next, there's always somebody. And sometimes there's a group of somebodies that despise me, whether they have a reason to or not. And if you're watching this and you're part of the group that currently is starting to despise me, then you go, oh, of course they despise you because you're trash, you're garbage, you're whatever. Think what you like. The one thing about living through that for my whole life is it does build the shell up pretty tough, actually. I mean, you're not immune to it, but you get close to immune to it because you have to be to live. And again, today I like myself, and I know I'm lovable, and I know that I'm loyal, and I know that I care about people. That's why I'm here now, helping my brother with his kids. Okay, so I know that about me, which is good. 6 years ago, I guess. Maybe it wasn't quite 6. Anyway, I was working at my retail job, and it wasn't going well. And I was in the middle of my transition, and I was in the middle of about to have a divorce, and everything was very, very bad. And I got accused of some horrible things. And I didn't touch anybody, I didn't do anything to anybody, but nonetheless, I was accused of being a predator and all sorts of terrible things. And I was going to end things that day. Okay, that was going to be my last Christmas. I wasn't even going to make it to Christmas that year. Connie saw me and stopped me. Which was good that she did, I guess. Maybe. Between now and then, there have been several times where I've just you know what? I've had enough now. I don't go around telling people when I feel sad like that. You're not going to see me make a post. If I'm that sad, I'll just be gone. Okay? Because why tell people? Then they'll stop me. No, no, no. If I've had enough and I'm done, you won't hear about it. Um, and if you're one of the people who drove me to it, yeah, don't feel like you have to mourn or show up at their funeral, because you weren't going to anyway. you know. Um, so 2 years ago, it was August, and it was my birthday, and I was getting ready because I was done. I just didn't want to be alone anymore, and I didn't want to hate my life anymore. But I went to the karaoke bar that night, and I let people know, because you have to tell them or they don't know, that it was my birthday, and people bought me drinks. And I felt good enough about myself that I was ready to hang on for another day or two. And so then I waited. I thought the feeling will go away and I'll be fine. But by the end of the month, the feeling hadn't gone away. And August 27th, man, I made a decision. It was a Thursday. And I just made a decision that I was done now. And one person at work noticed. And I was glad that he did. And I had picked out the perfect spot, the perfect day, the perfect weather. I was going to drive out to my special spot, take my dog with me so she could say goodbye to me. And that's what I was going to do that day. Now, I didn't, obviously. I'm still here, I guess. And I think part of what stopped me is I'm like, yeah, but who's going to look after my dog? And what happens if she gets hit by a car or something while I'm, what happens? So I was worried about my dog. And I think that's kind of what stopped me that day. I went and saw somebody, but all he said was, "Is it really that bad?" Well, yeah, actually, it really is that bad. So his counseling, he meant well. But yeah, it really was that bad. So the next year, I'm on a different job, and they're making me miserable because the crews decided partway through that at the beginning they liked me, and then towards the middle they didn't, and towards the middle we're getting towards my birthday again, and I'm just not feeling good about myself, about my job, about my future life prospects, about the ability that things are ever going to change or get better. And there was a bridge there that I could have used, and I had other options to end things. And things weren't good. And then I met somebody. And I met them on around my birthday. And suddenly I saw hope again. But things with that somebody didn't last. But I was better prepared to deal with that this time. So even though I was very upset when they didn't last, I was able to control that. Today, though, I am healthy. I am confident in myself. I love me. I am worthy of love and being loved by somebody. I use hypnosis to put that into me, and I'm glad I did. And I will continue to do that. I will continue to monitor my mental health and make sure that I'm still going to be here for the foreseeable future, unless something really bad goes wrong, like I get cancer or something. I'm going to be here. But my life is not easy. And I always have to be aware of the dark times can come back, and so I guard against them.